story of how citizen journalism can save our dialogue. What is citizen journalism? This question can be answered by some of its characteristics. First, the internet is the main platform. We as ordinary people have the ability to capture and tell our stories from our perspectives. We have gone from read-only to having the ability to read and create. Another key characteristic is that citizen journalists are not professionals. And to have a full understanding of what citizen journalism is, we'll talk about the different types of citizen journalists. First, there are accidental journalists. That is an individual who happens to be in the right place at the right time with a recording device or a cell phone. We also have amateur or citizen journalists, who is the blogger that has a particular social mission, and it's an individual who explores and exposes hidden issues that may not be covered in mainstream traditional media. Traditional media can be very one-sided in the way that the story is told, but as technology has developed, as did the way we were able to obtain information. Not only do we have an abundance of options to choose from, but we are also on the content creating and producing end of media. Prior to these new technologies, such as smartphones, tablets, and laptops, which have made it easier than ever before to search for news, our information sources were limited to traditional media, which are things like newspaper, radio, and television broadcasts. Today, we have the internet at our disposal. We have a new and free way to get our news. You may be asking yourself, why is citizen journalism even necessary? We do have actual professionals to give us our news and all of the information we need. One, there are many more options to choose from, and that gives the opportunity to have more pieces of the puzzle. Two, stories that are told from traditional media tend to be one-sided and have a strong gatekeeper who usually keeps a strict agenda, whereas a mass number of citizens are likely to tell more and different sides of the story. And third, scholar Henry Jenkins has done much research on the relationships between media convergence, participatory culture, and collective intelligence. And within this, there's a strong need for citizen journalism. Jenkins explains convergence as the flow of content across multiple media platforms where the participation of culture in content creation is necessary for the flow of information. He also explains collective intelligence as the idea that we all can't know everything, but as we each know something, and we put the pieces together, we can share our resources and then we can create a new alternative source within media power. This is citizen journalism. As a millennial, we have a growing skepticism of the world around us, whether it's government, society, or media. We have learned to take issues into our own hands. Keeping with the skepticism, there are still some regarding citizen journalism. Here we have a list of pros and cons. The biggest question comes from the validity of sources, so we need to know how to detect false news sources and information. In recent years, we've seen a lot about fake news, especially on social media. It is imperative that as a user of the internet to question everything and to make sure there's credibility in what we read. These are some ways that we can spot fake news. As Oliver Jones claimed, what scares me the most about the media is that there are so many of them who don't realize that by presenting and highlighting certain issues, opinions, and perspectives over others, they can manipulate and control people's beliefs in subtle ways. This is a huge issue with traditional media and news sources. Today, we have the opportunity to strip away agendas of the mass media conglomerates. The biggest takeaway is to realize the amount of power we have in creating content to share with others, and we need to take that job seriously. We are media, and we need you to continue to share your voices with others.